gets to the hoop. She'll get the shot up and make it. Beautifully worked. Superb ball movement once again. Works her way inside. This is off the glass. Excellent stuff. Takes it to the rack and scores. Sets up for the three and nails it from the corner. Smart. That'll help. Oh, knocks it down. That's lovely. Sykes says get out of there. Wow. You cannot keep a champion team down.
Hello and welcome to round 5 of WNBL action here in Adelaide. It is the first game of a 3-game round 5 slate, and Adelaide are hosting the ladder-leading Melbourne Boomers. Liam Elton here alongside Steph Blitzarv's 3-time WNBL champion, and Steph, the Boomers are coming in with a ladder-leading 4-1 record, and they've been rolling.
They have been. They had a bit of a shaky start with that early loss, but they've really picked themselves up and they've really hitting their straps coming into this season. Well,
after falling to Bendigo in their season opener, they've won 4 straight by an average winning margin of over 16 points per game, including, Steph, 2 wins over their arch rivals and reigning champions, the Southside Flyers, by 19 points and 15 points respectively.
They have. There was a bit of silverware on the line with the Michelle Timms Cup, so they saw that, had it in their sights, and they got the early 2 wins.
If they've been rolling, to say the least. The Lightning, let's have a look at their starting 5. Talbot and Alana Smith, a pair of opals in that lineup. And Steph, it's a really quite a big and long lineup there for the Lightning, with the likes of Kylie Shook as well, their import for them. Yes,
it is. They actually are one of the taller teams. So looking against the Melbourne Boomers, they'll be quite well matched this game.
Just looking at the Boomers lineup now as well, and their starting 5 has really powered their dominance so far this season. And how about that performance from Ezzy Magpagor? Near triple-double against the Spirit, 21, 16 and 9. It was unbelievable.
We're going to come to expect that, I think, from Ezzy. She has all the potential in the world, and she's shown that she can do it. So I'm expecting a lot from Ezzy this season.
First game after Christmas here, it's the Caps and the Flames last night. That game was rescheduled as we have a look at some of the highlights from those Boomers wins. Tiffany Mitchell as well has been fantastic. But that game has been rescheduled to the 14th of Jan. It's a triple header tipping off at 3:30 p.m. at the National Convention Centre. But Steph, talk to me about the player Tiffany Mitchell. 18 points per game. She's been unreal as well.
She's really shown that she's going to be a powerhouse in the WNBL this season. She's so strong. She can get to the basket, crush the boards hard, and she's shown that she can hit the outside shot as well. So we're really talking her up this season, and hopefully it keeps going that way.
Well, there's a trio of Seattle Storm players out there for a reunion this evening. Of course, Kiana Williams for Adelaide, Steph Talbot and Ezzy Magpagor, so a bit of a WNBA flavour out there.
Yes, I think it's really impressive that we're starting to get that calibre of import coming out here. We've always had good imports come out, but now more and more are being interested in our league, and it just shows that we can compete with the rest of the world, and it's really, really good.
And Kiana Williams as well, pretty familiar with some of her teammates, obviously Talbot at the Storm, but also Alana Smith, former Stanford teammates too.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a reunion here today. It's been fantastic getting so many players together that have played together now against each other.
Well, the Lightning coming into this one with a little bit of a lighter schedule, just the 2 games so far this season. They've got a 1-1 record, but Melbourne, we spoke about how much they've been rolling with 5 games to the name. Do you think that will affect the outcome of today's game at all?
So considering both players starting 5 or starting 6 play a lot of heavy minutes, I think it's going to be pretty good for the Adelaide Lightning, considering they've had a lighter run in, but the Melbourne Boomers have really been rolling. So we'll see how it goes today.
Starters from both teams are nearly set. Madgen, Magpagor, Allen, George and Mitchell. No surprises there. Should be fun. Good crowd in the house tonight in Adelaide. See Coach Chris Lucas, his 6th season at the helm. 2 playoff appearances for Adelaide in that time, and 1 grand final berth as well. Steph, you were there, hate to remind you, but talk to us about Chris Lucas's coaching style.
Yes, so Chris really likes to have his structure, and he likes to be really in control of the game. So we'll see how it goes today, as you can see he's instructing his players on the first couple of plays of the game, and he likes to really have the first 3 or 4 plays drummed into the players' heads before they start.
Nat Hurst as well, their assistant coach this season for the Lightning. A couple of steely looks there over on the Melbourne bench. Guy Malloy addressing his troops. They're searching for their first WNBL championship under Malloy. They've been to the playoffs 4 straight seasons. It's been a successful tenure so far for him. Looking to add that title to the resume. Here we go. Boomers in the light purple today.
Players starting to come out onto the court getting ready for the game. Small huddle, talk about how they're going to attack the game today.
Couple more games left in 2020 for the WNBL. Lightning crowd keen for this one.
Nice to see everyone wearing their masks and keeping COVID safe.
Absolutely. And they're coming in with some good form as well, the Lightning. They did roll the UC Capsteph 88-62 on December 19th. Kiana Williams had 17, so coming in with some form as well. We shouldn't understate that.
Yeah, I think it's really important to have that really good end of the season before Christmas. So hopefully they can keep that momentum rolling, and both teams have it. So who's going to steal the first shot, I think, is going to be a big question here for us today.
Excited to see Alana Smith play as well. She's had a bit of somewhat of a tough start with foul trouble so far this season, just averaging the 17 minutes per game as a result. But she certainly made an impact in that short time nonetheless.
Yeah, we do seem to find that with WNBA players transitioning into the WNBL, where using your body's a little bit different and having to play to the refs. So it's good to see them. Oh, and here we go. Game has started.
McGregor wins the tip for the Boomers. Here's Allen. Melbourne with the first possession. Tiffany Mitchell. George, great pass inside. And Ezzy finishes it off. Melbourne with the first bucket. Here's Talbot, of course, the MVP last season in the WNBL. Tried to hand it off to Shook, but Melbourne got a hand in.
Both teams look to be going inside early, which is going to be a really true battle today.
Smith, mid-range two, falls. Getting the Adelaide crowd involved early. Melbourne sharing it around. Shot clock winding down. Mitchell defended well by Talbot, stepping away. Oh, Mitchell, that's all class.
That was fantastic, and that was great defense there from Steph Talbot, just to stopping Tiff Mitchell from getting to the ring, but she just proved to be all class and hitting that fadeaway jumper.
Werrung. Talbot assessing her options. Good deep for the Boomers. That's a deep three-point attempt. Back iron out of bounds. Boomers ball.
And Abby's proven that she can hit those shots, so Melbourne really need to be mindful of her and keeping a high hand on that shot.
So they're doubling Lindsay Allen here. George has to look ahead. Into Madgen. Lightning with some early defensive pressure. Allen finds some space. George will step back for two. Now Talbot the other way. Smith steps into a three. And George does just enough, taps it down to Allen. Controlled opening from both teams. That'll be a foul call on Werrung.
And it's proven so far that both teams are very evenly matched. Battle of the guards and battle of the bids are quite even so far.
Absolutely. Into Ezzy and a miscue. Smith comes up with it. 3-on-1 for the Lightning. Off the Shook. Oh, McGregor says no. How about that for a defensive effort? 3-1 comes up with a stop. Madgen. Here is Ezzy. And she's been assessed with a travel call.
Knew what she wanted to do before she did it.
Here's that block against Steph. How about this?
And Ezzy's so good at that, just reading the flight of the ball, where the bigs want to shoot it, and says no, no.
Couple of handoffs to the Lightning. Here's Werrung. Lightning just swinging the ball around. Kiana Williams into Smith. McGregor on her. And call for the foul, so Smith to the charity stripe.
And that was great rotation by the Boomers there. They managed to help get their smaller guards out by rotating the bigs in and getting them to sprint across the court out to the three-point shooter, which was fantastic to see. But Alana was very good there and just attacked as he got to the strike.
First one's good for Smith, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty fun matchup, Steph, between these two all night long, Smith and Magbagor.
I think it will.
Gets the job done. Of course, a standout career at Stanford in the NCAA. Madgen, corner three. Mitchell with the O-board. Just couldn't convert. Here's Shook, starter in the WNBA. Werung, hesitation move.
And that
Great
was
find.
so strong there from Abby. Just tucked the ball under a wing and straight in for the layup.
Lightning take the lead. Early days. Great pass from George and just falls in for Allen. And one opportunity coming up.
Great pass from Kayla. She just had that awareness that her player had lost vision, and straight to Lindsay, straight for the layup and one.
Just fell in the end. Luckily for the Boomers. Averaging 13 points per game in the season so far for the Melbourne. Maybe not required to score at the same volume with so many stars around her compared to previous seasons, Steph.
Yeah, she's really a true point guard. She'll score when she needs to, but more of a facilitator, setting up the plays and making sure people are where they need to be.
Werung inside to Shook. George slows her up. Now she's got some space to work. That's a free-throw line jumper. Talbot, too big, too strong. Steph Talbot with the O-board. Not a lot Lindsay Allen could do there. Mitchell stepping back. And Adelaide corral. So Abby Werung now manning the point guard position. Inside to Smith. Here's these two stars again. No score, says the ref.
Just took that extra step.
Look of bemusement from Smith.
Ezzy did a good job to keep her hands out of the way in that one. Learned her lesson from the first foul she had.
And now she will take a break as well. Davidson stepping in.
And it looks like Adelaide are really denying Lindsay Allen the ball. So trying to make the other guards bring it up and put some pressure on the Boomers' backcourt.
Always handy when you got Tess Madgen there to bail you out as well.
That's it.
Davidson with her first touch. Madgen steps into a three, a touch short. Follows her own miss though. Mitchell cut into the hoop.
Just rattled out for her.
Now Adelaide the other way. Straight back to Smith.
Oh.
Allen with a great defensive effort. Smith cleans it up. Did so well to get up and get that initial block.
Allen did a great job there. She had some serious hops on her to get that ball. Just wasn't quite strong enough to get the rebound.
Here is Allen. George was 6 on the shot clock. Got to make a move here, the Boomers. George will fire for 3. So both teams having some difficulties from long range early days. Inside to Shook.
That was a great high-low there from the two Adelaide bigs.
Textbook for Kylie Shook. And what an imposing presence for this Lightning team, Steph. Standing at 196 centimetres as Mitchell finds her way through, missing the lay-in. Foul call, says the ref.
And Mitchell just showing a little bit of frustration with her missed early layups. Normally she would have had 6 or 8 points by now. Just a little bit too strong on that one, but good follow-up by Kayla.
She's finding her way to the right spots, at least for Mitchell.
Doing all the hard work and just not rewarding herself.
Kayla George having another good season in the Boomers uniform. Averaging a double-double so far, 13 and 10. Second one's no good, and Talbot, another rebound for her. Number 5 already in the game for Steph Talbot. Sam Simons into the game. She retrieves it. Nice passing from the Lightning. Couldn't get the finish in the end. Melbourne trailing by 5. George will stop and fire.
Another one for Talbs.
Perhaps Steph falling a little bit in love with the three-pointer at the moment, the Boomers.
They are. With the height that they have, the high-low with the two bigs would be really good for them to work on. They really need to start looking at that a little bit more instead of living and dying by the three-point line.
See if they do that here. Tries to get it inside to Davidson. And that'll be on Simons.
And Adelaide have been doing a really good job at pushing the ball in their transitions, after rebounds, after missed shots from the missed outside shot from Melbourne. And they seem to be really running Melbourne off their feet at the minute.
Steph Talbot as well, as we spoke about, now 6 boards. She's been the sort of launching pad for that fast break. You speak about Steph. Single digits in the shot clock. Tiff Mitchell will fire. And yet again, another miss from long range as Davidson tries to get a finger in.
This dead ball is probably a good time for Melbourne to regroup and just think about what's been working for them in previous games.
Timeout on the card soon, do you think?
I think there might be.
Shook hands it off to Williams. Haven't seen a lot of her early. Kiana Williams had 17 in the last game against the Caps, that big win. Talbot, a bit too much on that pass to Shook. She mishandled it.
And let's see what Melbourne do here. Whether they really focus on their inside game or if they try and get through their flex, which they have been often doing.
Davidson looking for some assistance. And once again, Allen. Kiana Williams, though we haven't seen her on the offensive end, she is doing a great job denying Lindsay Allen. Right, hands it over to Madgen. Got to fire Davidson, and another stop for Adelaide. Williams ahead, and the Lightning on the fast break. They've been dominating there early.
Their transition has been fantastic. So off missed shots, they're just sprinting the lanes, and Melbourne haven't been able to keep up with them so far.
Allen, nice pass out to the corner. Boomers swinging it around. Lightning defense holding up. Now Allen will get her shot. Just cannot buy a bucket at the moment, Melbourne. Williams the other way. Oh, Allen, perfectly timed steal.
Picking pockets, Lindsay Allen.
Looking for a teammate. No, she's drawn the foul. So Allen, some reward for hard effort there.
That was, and that was a very good steal there from Lindsay Allen. She really timed it very, very well and then attacked the body, went straight up, got the foul call. And I think we need to make note that Adelaide have been doing a really good job at making Melbourne shoot those outside shots. Melbourne will want to be going inside, and Adelaide are making them make extra passes and rotate, and they've shot the last 5 or 6 shots from the outside, bar this last one from Lindsay Allen.
0-7 from long range, the Boomers. Allen now a chance to get that margin back to just 2 possessions. Marina Whittle into the ball game, pulls down the defensive board. Whittle as well has had a nice start to the season, Steph. 10.5 points per game, handy to bring her off the bench.
She is, and she's such a strong player. Just on that one, just used her body, got in there, got the rebound.
On cue. Another possession now for the Lightning. Simons, what a great first season she's having as she drains the triple.
And she hasn't missed a step. She stepped right into this team, and she just knows her role and plays it well.
2 seasons at St Mary's, and she was great there, all WCC first team. And she's come into the WNBL and has not missed a beat. Williams has George defending her. Skip pass to Shook. That's a deep three-point attempt from Williams. And the Boomers pull it down. Trail by 9 here, Melbourne. As time's winding down on the first period. Wright trying to push away inside. Ambitious pass attempt to Magbagor. Simons made a 3 moments ago.
If there was any time to shoot a trans 3, that was it for Simons.
Absolutely. Whittle. And it will be Melbourne ball. So 34 seconds to work with. And in their first loss of the season, Melbourne, it was a 21-8 opening quarter for Bendigo that powered that victory. Could we be seeing somewhat of deja vu here, Steph?
I think Melbourne really need to regroup and get a good shot here, because that'll set the tone for the next quarter if they don't.
See what they can do here to reverse their fortunes, the Boomers. Mitchell. Great footwork from Magbagor. Misses on the lay-in. They've had a few of those.
They have. And it's almost like they're talking themselves out of it. They're doing all the hard work and they're getting right to the basket.
Oh, Kiana Williams steps into a triple. And the Adelaide Lightning, dominant start to this period. Mitchell's got to throw it up. Doesn't fall, so that'll do it for the end of one. The Adelaide Lightning lead this one by 12, 20-8. What a start on both ends of the floor, Steph. Yeah,
it's been fantastic to see the Adelaide Lightning playing so well. They're really pressuring up in defence and making the Boomers shoot shots that they don't want to shoot. And then on the other end, they're cleaning up on the boards and running it down their throats.
It's been fun. The Lightning taking it right up to the Boomers here. We'll catch you in a couple of minutes to bring you the second quarter in this one.
To everyone who said we're not strong enough, not fast enough, wrong. We're crossover queens, scoring buckets, taking names and hitting no-look threes. We fight for every ball. Until we dunk, hell yeah. When we roll onto the court with nothing to lose and everything to prove, you're in for a show. She got style, she got balls, she got belief, she got game.
And how exciting is it going to be to bring you the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup right here in Australia, held in Sydney the 22nd of September to the 1st of October. It's going to be 10 action-packed days at Sydney Olympic Park. And, of course, the Opals fresh off a silver medal performance at the 2018 World Cup, Steph. How exciting we get to go up and watch them here on our home deck.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It's great to have that level of athlete here, not only Australian athletes, but also getting the best quality players in the world coming to our shores, and it's going to be a fantastic thing to watch.
And what does it mean for these players as well in this WNBL season, knowing that there's such a major tournament around the corner? Their performances over the next few months will surely dictate where they sit come September.
Yeah, so getting out there and making sure you're putting your best foot forward, doing all your training, recovering well, and really playing well, getting back into the groove of it. It's going to be really great for them to just get that flow coming into that championship.
It's been an interrupted 12 months or 18 months as well for so many of these players, with seasons cancelled of the NBL one, only a 6-week WNBL season. How would that affect some of these girls, do you think?
Yeah, it really would. I mean, coming into this with less preparation than you would like, less playing experience, it's really going to be difficult for them, but this is a great season to really warm into it.
So Boomers with the first stop of the quarter. Love to be a fly on the wall in that Guy Malloy timeout.
You would have. I don't think you would have some very nice things to be saying. Some very constructive things would be coming out, I think.
Looking like a bit of constructive feedback. Mitchell, she's got some space to go. And the trend continues for Melbourne.
And very surprising, their first shot was an outside shot.
Found herself wide open. Too good to refuse for Mitchell. Same result though. Here's Kiana Williams. She had a great first period defending Allen. Magbagor with the steal. So Melbourne starting to get it done on the defensive end here in the second. Can they reverse their fortunes on this end of the floor? Allen, another 3 ball goes up.
And Adelaide yet again pushing the ball.
Melbourne do a decent job of getting back, but Williams draws the foul, pumps her fists, and Adelaide continue their run.
What a finish there by Williams. It's just time and time again, Adelaide are crashing the board super hard and sprinting the lanes and getting easy shots like that. The finish was quite difficult, but she was there at the ring and gave herself the best chance.
Had the outstretched arm of Kayla George to contend with. Did not concern her. No good on the 3-point play. Adelaide, though, out to a 14-point lead as Lily Scanlon enters the ball game for the first time this evening. George throws it off the foot of Shook. Williams eagerly comes up the court. The Lightning got a lot of confidence behind him at the moment. Gee, Talbot crashed the glass hard then.
And she's proven to be a powerhouse on the board, so they really need to find a body on her because she's been crushing them this first quarter and the trend's setting for the second quarter as well.
Up to 7 rebounds already in the game, Talbot, averaging 12 rebounds per game on the season. Here she is. Wants the foul call from the ref, and Steph Talbot is dominating for the Lightning.
She is, and she's so strong. Just doing the hard work and doing the little things.
Magbagor returns fire for the Boomers. Gee, they needed that.
They did. And I think this will be good for Melbourne to realise that they can get the inside looks, finish those layups. And there's Ezzy just going up so strong, earning herself an extra foul shot. And this might turn it around for Melbourne.
Another great season for Ezzy, who's really starting to ascend as one of the premier talents.
There.
George taps it back out. Another O-board for Melbourne. Smith gets a hand in. So Adelaide get the stop somehow. Talbot into Shook. She's got the smaller Mitchell on her. She's got to opt out. Steph Talbot's been everywhere in this one. Draws the foul, and another trip to the free throw line coming up for Adelaide.
And Adelaide are doing well just to keep that extra pressure on the scoreboard on Melbourne. They're attacking hard, and they're either getting layups or they're earning themselves those foul shots.
Well, the MVP from last year is certainly keeping Melbourne busy. Had a career high 5.7 points per game in the WNBL for the Seattle Storm last season. So she's at the peak of her powers, Steph Talbot.
That's right. And she's proving that she's just very consistent.
Magbagor pulls it down. That'll be a reach in on Williams.
And Scanlon just showing her speed there. The little fake and straight past Williams.
Maybe a bit of a frustration reach from Williams.
Yep, was unexpected it.
So she'll take a break now. We're on back into the ball game. Scanlon over to Allen. 3 point guards out there for the Boomers. Imagine wide open. Now 0 of 12 in the game from long range, Melbourne.
And Melbourne are really going to have to change something up. Try and find something that's working for them.
Feels like so far this quarter, they've been given wide open attempts. They've all been there really. Maybe bar the first few minutes and they were a bit 3-point happy, but since then, just hasn't been falling. A lot of rim outs and that sort of thing.
And that might be a bit of a tactic on Adelaide's behalf. If you know a team's not shooting well, sometimes you give them a bit of a half a step and say, shoot it, prove me wrong. So it seems to be working.
You wonder if they start to get in their heads a bit about it, the Boomers. But they can get hot in a hurry. Here's Allen into George. Smith defending her, and she's drawn the foul, Kayla George. Smith left her feet.
And Kayla did that well. Sold the shot fake, sent Alana straight up in the air and caused the foul. And there's a little fake.
Great move.
Played that well, Kayla.
So George doing all her damage from the free-throw line in this one so far.
And sometimes that's all you need. Just get yourself to the free-throw line, hit a couple of shots, ease up, relax a little bit, and then all the other shots start falling.
Adelaide, again, not afraid to push the issue. Nice pass to Smith.
And that was a great little play there from Adelaide, because Ezzy knew she couldn't bring her hands down, and Alana went straight up at the basket.
Up to 8 points now, Smith. Leading scorer in this one. Oh, Whittle did really well to strip Allen. Talbot, head to her fellow Opal. Smith and McGregor, here we go. Smith stepping through, she's drawn the foul. Second trip to the free-throw line today for Alana Smith.
And Ezzy just dropped her hands there right at the last minute.
Adelaide just continue to build that lead. Chance to bring it up to 16 points here halfway through the second. Starting to get a little bit concerning for Melbourne.
It is. And all it takes is a timeout or a huddle for Melbourne to just slow down, talk about what they want to go to, maybe look at some high-low looks between their two bigs, Ezzy and Kayla, attack the Adelaide bigs and get them in a little bit of foul trouble. And then it can flip the game on its head. And back to denying Allen here.
Well, I need to pull something, Melbourne. So where I'm defending Allen. George posting up. Here's Tiff Mitchell. In the corner, here's Madgett attacking the basket. There's the corner three for Allen. This time they get it done. Melbourne with their first triple.
There we go. This might be their turnaround here. And that came from getting inside the key. 2 feet in the key to an open shooter.
Madgett initiating that penetration. Chelsea Brook wasn't looking. Lindsay Allen, she's got Werong ahead of her. Pushes through, draws the foul. Just a miscommunication from the Lightning.
It was. Just one of those, I thought you were going to catch it, I was going to go screen, and these things happen. But then Allen did really well to put the Jets on and go and get that ball. Everyone thought it was going out, and she put the Jets on, went and picked it up, got herself a foul there. 2 foul shots.
To 6 points now in the game. Lindsay Allen, chance to extend that.
So this is probably a great time for Guy Malloy to just chat to his team, figure out where they're going to get their next score from, what they're going to do defensively. Because they have their bigs that they can't afford to get fouled out. So they can't afford to be dropping their arms or using body fouls. They just need to crush the boards, keep their hands out, and then really think about where their next score is going to come from.
McGregor with the 2 personals. George with 0, or 1 rather. And the Lightning, meanwhile, really couldn't have gone too much better for them so far in this ball game. But Melbourne won't be far away, will they?
Yeah, no. And you can't discount this Melbourne team. Just try and listen to Guy Malloy here.
When the ball comes out of the post, really attack. Like take a wide open shot or get to the rack. Let's go.
And Guy was just telling his players to either take their wide open shot, be confident with it, or get to the rack, and I think that'll be very good for them.
Seems to be the directive in the second period. They've taken the shots when they're there, trailing by 12 Melbourne. And Adelaide, meanwhile, on that fast break, and Seth Talbot with 8 rebounds. She's been unreal. Alana Smith as well, leading the way in the scoring column with 9 points. So we see Sam Simons check back into the game as well for Adelaide.
And And that's a nice thing to see from Adelaide. They're spreading their scoring, so you don't know where the pressure's coming from. Obviously, Alana's got the 9 points, but everyone else is just contributing with 2, 5, 3.
There's 7 different scorers already in the ball game, just 15 minutes into it.
It's fantastic to see.
Melbourne again relying on their starters. 0 bench points so far in this one. Allen gets the job done. Taylor Ortlock as well into the game for the first time. Smith hands it back to Talbot. Madgen did really well.
She did well to make that a difficult shot for Talbot without fouling.
Tiffany Mitchell calls over a point guard. Chance to reset things. George with the screen. Throws it out to Mitchell. She pulls up for 2. Pretty move.
And here we go. This might be Melbourne hitting their straps here, just hitting a couple of open shots.
We're back to single digits. Smith and Talbot, we've called these names a few times tonight. Talbot pushing in for 2.
And that was some really great body control there from Steph Talbot. Jumped, turned herself in the air and just held herself up there, defying gravity for just that second to pop that shot in.
He's been the best player on the floor so far in this one, Talbot. Already approaching a double-double. Maglagor, nice move.
And that's a great inside look from Melbourne.
Back to 8 points.
And just like that, the lead can slip.
Talbot will fire the 3. Now Allen the other way. Oh, what a pass. Just missing on the lay-in. We had the perfect angle here on the broadcast.
That was, and
Smith now just gets around Ezzy.
just going back straight at them down the other end.
They've been going that fast break all game long, haven't they?
They have, and it's been working for them.
Madgen finds some space. Now Maglagor will draw the foul.
And Melbourne have had some really good movement this last couple of plays where they're kicking the ball around, coming off screens, and then inevitably going inside to their bigs. So it's been fantastic to see that they've obviously addressed where they're getting their scores from.
Starting to get their shots. And I just feel like with, you know, probably 3 or 4 missed layups and a couple of unlucky threes, that their play hasn't been too far off Melbourne. Just maybe the shots haven't been falling.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, when they start to get good looks from rotation, extra passes, getting 2 feet into the key, kicking out to the open shooter, those shots tend to fall because everyone knows the shot's going up and everyone's ready to crash the boards.
58% from the field in this game, Adelaide. They've been scintillating. Talbot, one of the key reasons why. George pulls down another rebound. Allen. Starting to show some more aggression. Oh, what a move. Allen up to 10 in the ball game. How about that?
And she's that type of classy player that knows my team needs some scores, I'm going to give it to you. And then she can quickly go straight back to being the facilitator and setting the plays up.
Just rose over the top of Ortlet.
Nice and high on the glass, dropped it in.
First player in double digits for Melbourne with 10. It's Alana Smith leading the way for Adelaide with 11 and out-rebounding the Boomers at the moment, 24-19, and it has kind of passed the eye test. It feels like they've got the advantage there.
It does. It feels like they're just swarming it. Although this last couple of minutes have really been going Melbourne's way, so that might have balanced it out a little bit.
See if we can get Chris Lucas here. What do you reckon we'll be hearing from Lucas right about now, Steph?
I think he'll see a little bit of frustration. He obviously will talk about how they're going to contain Melbourne's scoring because they're going inside, trying to create the rotations as they were doing early in the game. They were making Melbourne shoot a lot of outside shots and cleaning up on the board. So trying to get back to that hustle, rotation, second-guessing passes from Melbourne would be a great thing that Adelaide might try and do.
Both teams returning to the floor. Lou Brown into the game for the first time for Melbourne. And Smith and Talbot especially haven't had really much of a chance to rest in this one. Both teams pretty reliant on their star bigs. Here's Shook. Smith found their way in, but George pulled it down. Melbourne continue to chip away at this lead. Madgen dives on it. Now Mitchell gets around a defender. That time the lay-in falls. Hangs and finishes.
And things are starting to turn for Melbourne here. Some of the layups that they missed early are starting to drop now.
Back to 5 points the margin. Another stop as well for the Boomers. 2 minutes out from half-time. Can they draw even? Backs it out to George. Now Allen.
Solid hands there.
Tried to tap it back to a team now. Now Lightning.
To that transition.
And the O-Trans has been on all afternoon. Another foul call.
And Alana did well to really draw that foul there, just cutting into the path of Lou Brown and making her run into her.
Smith's been aggressive the whole game. 3 of 4 from the free-throw line so far today. Both teams as a team, though, struggling from the charity stripe. Splits a pair, but pulls down the second chance.
Absolute coach killer there.
Simons hands it off to Shook. They've got a fight here, the Lightning. That's a deep three-point attempt.
And it wasn't far off from Simons.
She's shown she can make those deep threes. Scanlon. Bit stagnant here, the Boomers. Scanlon, baseline, Allen. Touch strong, but Brown pulls it down. George thought about it, and Mitchell.
And Kayla really crashing those boards hard.
Fortunately for the Boomers, no reward for effort. Last touch by George. Few hands getting in there.
Obvious frustration there from Kayla.
So timeout on the floor. It's the Lightning still leading this one by 6 points with a minute remaining in the first half, Steph. It feels like it's been all the Boomers the last 5 minutes.
It really has been. And basketball is a game of ebbs and flows, and Melbourne are really running with the momentum at this stage. But Adelaide have done well to try to keep that buffer. They just need to hang on there for the last minute of the first half and really just push it out a little bit.
Smith leading the way with 12 points and 6 rebounds. Talbot as well with 6 and 8. For the Boomers, it's Allen with 10 points. And hasn't she picked her spots beautifully?
Oh, she has. She's one of those players that understands what's needed from her in each game, so she can change her game according to what is needed from her. So in other games, she might not score, but she might have a bucket load of assists because she's facilitating and getting everyone through things. And obviously this game, she needed to be a scorer. So she's picked her times and she's their highest scorer at the minute.
Third season as well with the Boomers. How much do you think being a returning import helps, you know, just with chemistry and already kind of knowing the players around you? How much does that help?
It does. I mean, it's keeping a core group together, which always helps with its success in finals times. Because we see a lot of teams get deep into finals but just can't get that crucial win right at the end. But if you have a core group that's been together for a while, that's more likely that you're going to win those tough games.
Boomers have been knocking on the door for a few seasons now. I'll be confident they might have the group this time around. Adelaide, though. So that'll be a foul call on the Boomers.
And Lou Brown just testing how physical she can be this game. now she knows her limits.
So Smith to the line. Silver medalist at the 2018 World Cup and already an Olympian. Looks to be the start of a distinguished international career for Smith. Allen hands it off to George. Under a minute to go now. Mitchell's been aggressive. Draws a lot of defenders. Now Allen starting to stretch him, the Boomers, and Allen draws some contact.
And Allen did well to get herself into that body shape and still managed to get that shot up. If we just watch her here and hook.
Yeah, she's got remarkable body control in the air.
Yeah, she does.
Three of 5 from the free throw line today for Lindsay Allen.
And both teams have been struggling from the free throw line today. But Lindsay makes the first one.
Yeah, they have 62 for Melbourne and 55% for the Lightning, but always good to see your point guard getting to the free throw line so frequently.
Yeah, so especially in games like this one when they need it.
So more or less the last possession here for Adelaide. They'll look to take some time off. Shot clock just in front of the game clock. Oh, just loses her defender. Scanlon was on skates. Can't make him pay. Boomers push it ahead. Mitchell stepping through and she's drawn the foul.
Just split the defense with that Euro and got fouled in the process.
Hasn't quite been her half so far in terms of shooting from the field, but she's really gotten to her spots, it feels.
She has, and there are a lot of shots that she would normally make that have just rattled out for her, just had a little bit too much heat on them. And it'll be interesting to see how she goes in the second half.
And again, another trips the free throw line that did not quite come up trumps. 5 points is the margin. The Adelaide Lightning 34 lead the Melbourne Boomers 29. And the Boomers came back a little bit in that second quarter, Steph, but it has really been the Lightning that have been the story so far.
Yeah, so Lightning had a fantastic first quarter where they came out firing, running the lanes, really pressuring up in defense. And in the second quarter, the Melbourne Boomers just pegged it back slowly and managed to eat into that lead.
Highlights now, and the Boomers as well have let it fly from long range in this one, just 1 of 13. Lindsay Allen has been unbelievable, 12 points, 3 rebounds as well. Tiff Mitchell's been aggressive. We'll catch you very soon to give you the second half of this one. The Lightning looking to improve to 2-1. They lead this one by 5. See you then. Hello and welcome back to Adelaide for this round 5 matchup between the Lightning and the Melbourne Boomers. It's the Lightning leading this one 34-29. Liam Elson here alongside 3-time WNBL champion Steph Blitzarves. And please don't forget, if you like what you've seen tonight, don't forget about Aussie Hoops, providing a fun and inclusive basketball experience for 5 to 10-year-olds that serves as an introduction for over 100,000 kids to the sport every single year. AussieHoops.basketball/find a program. Check it out. Steph, how have you seen the first half so far?
Yeah, it's been a very fast tempo game from the Adelaide Lightning. They're really creating more of a hustle defense and making the Melbourne Boomers shoot outside shots that they probably wouldn't usually like to shoot. And then they're cleaning up the boards and pushing it down the other end. Credit to Melbourne, though. They broke the momentum and started getting their own looks, and Lindsay Allen was really crucial in that.
It's been a game of runs. Adelaide smashed them early, really, but Melbourne have just chipped their way back in the second period. 2-possession ball game, big second half coming up. Tess Madgen will start us off. George with a bullet to Ezzy. Perfect start for Melbourne, back to 3.
And that was the same play that they started the game with that was so successful.
Smith. Talbot hands it straight back. Runs out of real estate. Now Lindsay Allen. Ezzy in a world of space. Breakdown there from the Lightning.
Yeah, so Lightning really didn't get back in their transition defense, and Ezzy could just walk straight through the middle of the key. Easy layup.
It's resulted in a 1-point margin. Got out to as much as 16 at one point. Talbot stepping through. That's the sort of bucket that was falling easily in the first period. Miscommunication, 3-on-2 opportunity for Adelaide. Werung into Smith. George did really well. It'll stay with the Lightning.
And that was good defense there from Kayla. Just enough to make Alana take her time and shoot it into her hands.
So Williams will inbound. She was great defensively in the first quarter especially. It's been a fun matchup, Allen and Williams. Over to Werung. Running out of time, the Lightning. Williams, that's a deep 3. McMagor pulls it down. Both teams have had their struggles from long range. Melbourne more so. 1 of 13 in the first half. Just falls in for Melbourne.
And Melbourne are really going to that high-low between Kayla and Ezzy, and that can be so dangerous when it's working well.
Melbourne retake the lead for the first time since the opening minutes. Adelaide looking to respond. It's been a 6-0 run to start the second half for the Boomers. 3-ball for Shook falls out.
Good box out there from Tess Madgen, making sure that Tails didn't get that board.
Oh, Allen finds her way through.
And this third quarter has really been Melbourne's. They've came out firing, pushing the ball, getting good, solid looks.
Into Shook. Great defense, George. Gets the fingers in. But Smith pulls it down. George was off to the races just a touch too early.
She was ready. She was ready for that dunk down the other end.
Melbourne lead by 1. McMagor wasting no time.
And that was a good look from Ezzy. Normally she would hand that off, and she just took her chance, tried to get split right down the middle of the lane and go for that layup. Didn't come off for her, but we just see Lindsay Allen splitting the defense there. Just classy layup.
Very classy. McMagor as well, just growing in confidence year after year. Here she is.
That high-low again from Kayla to Ezzy.
McMagor up to 15 in the ball game now. Leading scorer for Melbourne. Skips over to Smith. She's got 16 to her name. Great move, Alana Smith. And that's been fun all evening, really, McMagor and Alana Smith.
That's it. It's been a real battle inside.
Pass inside to Madgen. Defense not much of a factor at the moment.
No, and Adelaide are really going to need to talk up that flex screen that's happening, because solid take there. Because Melbourne have just been waltzing into the key with no one around, and they've had 3 or 4 layups, and that's why they're in the position they are now.
It's been all Melbourne. As you mentioned, Steph, this third period. Strong drive from Kiana Williams, chance to arrest some of this momentum.
And it looks like she's taking a leaf out of Lindsay Allen's book. My time to score, I'll take it straight to the rim.
Just the 1 field goal attempt so far this evening. But 7 points to her name. She's been a meaningful contributor. Both teams trading buckets here in the third. Lindsay Allen doubled. Got to dispose of it. Talbot just picks it off. All the way to the hoop. Allen did well. George pulls it down.
Ooh, and Kayla threw a bow there. Talbot wanted the foul.
Talbot hit the deck hard. No call. Play on. Madgen. Mitchell with front position. Blocked by Shook. Good D in the end for the Lightning. Werung now the other way. Oh, what a finish.
And over Kayla's outstretched arm, that was a fantastic finish for Abby Werung.
Adelaide retake the lead, and what a fun third period of basketball it's been.
Very up-tempo this last couple of possessions.
Now Allen, a chance to maybe slow it down. Just settle. Just out of the reach of George. Turnover. So Williams.
Just slowing it down here.
Hands it back off to Werung. Finds her way in and draws the contact on Mitchell. That's her third personal for Tiffany Mitchell.
And Abby Werung's really good at that first long sweeping step. Just getting her defender to be slightly on an angle and then attacking the body.
So Werung, her first trip to the free throw line this evening. It's a 5 points in the game. Interestingly for Abby Werung, only 2.5 games in, but yet to hit a 3 this season, a 38% three-point shooter on her career. So, as you would know, Steph, a sharpshooter from long range.
She is, and she has some serious range. She can shoot from 2 or 3 metres outside the three-point line without even a second glance.
Shook defending McLegore.
Read it like a book there, Williams.
She'll slow it up now, Williams. Great pick-off. Shook. Alana Smith did really well to hold on to that.
That desperation there to keep the ball.
Williams caught Allen off guard. She's picked up her dribble, though. Melbourne with the stop. And they've pulled back the rebounding column as well, the Boomers, after being out-rebounded pretty significantly in the first half. There's
no doubt that that would have been addressed at halftime.
It's Mitchell with a tricky finish. She's into double digits. We'll stay with Melbourne. A couple of subs for the Lightning. Marina Whittle back out there as Williams takes a break.
Played a lot of minutes so far, giving them a little break, I think. That was a nice finish there from Mitchell.
Beautiful reverse lay-in. Werung. She draws the foul on Allen. So it's just the first foul of the game for Lindsay Allen, and Werung will head straight back to the free throw line.
And this is good to see from Adelaide. If you're not making your shots, try and get yourself to the free throw line. and try and convert those free throws.
Well, she's increased her points per game numbers every year she's been in the league, Abby Werrong. 11.5 per game last season for the Lightning. George. Easy right back out there for Melbourne. George will fire. Too strong. Whittle off the bench. She's got fresh legs. And Adelaide pushing the issue. Talbot just missing.
And Marina just a little bit too strong on that board.
She'll be assessed with the foul. Talbot slowed down in the scoring column a touch since the first period especially. She was just dominating the ball game, but 6 points then and hasn't scored since.
Yeah, so she might be getting just a little bit more attention, and the scout often changes when you ease up into the game. A little bit of talk between players, what's been working for you, what's not been working for you, and they're making her shots difficult.
Magpagor for three.
And she's proved that she can hit that this season.
Here is Talbot. Nice pass to Smith.
That was a nice little shovel pass there from Talbot.
Once again, the fast break. Talbot with the dive. Back out to a 4-point lead. Might have got a hand on that, Alana Smith.
Definitely worried her out of it a little bit there.
No call, Magpagor gets the stop. So Smith hits the deck. Now Melbourne, a rare chance for the fast break. Mitchell will fire. 3-ball drops, just the second of the game for Melbourne.
And that lead is just drying up again. It feels like Adelaide do a lot of hard work to pump out that lead, and then Melbourne just come down and bring it back straight away.
It's been bucket for bucket in the last 5 minutes or so. Talbot wasn't looking. That's gone straight to Guy Malloy.
And Talbot just felt her player hook around the outside and was curling and just wanted that lob over. Tiff Mitchell gathered that ball and then hit the three.
Had to retrieve a tough pass, regained her balance. Mitchell up to 12 now. Scanlon working in.
Too many Wheaties this morning, Scanlon. She did all the hard work. Beto player got right in there and then just a little bit too much on it.
Straight over the backboard. Turnover. 2.5 remaining here in the third period. Looks like room for an exciting finish. Whistle. Mitchell picks it off. Fast break opportunity for Melbourne. George. Battling inside with Whittle. That'll be a foul call.
And Adelaide just taking this time to talk about things in their huddle.
So Kayla George had to work for her points this afternoon, but she's up to 7 assists in the ball game to go along with 8 rebounds.
And I think she had 3 or 4 of them in a row, just high-low to Ezzy. Just that off that flex cut, Ezzy straight in there, Kayla to Ezzy, layup.
Having another great season for the Boomers. She retakes the lead for Melbourne.
And Scanlon playing her role really, really well, just pressuring up on the ball there, making Abby Werrong having to dribble it from one side of the court to the other just to get through the play.
Whittle trying to find her way through. Turnover. So now Melbourne lead by 1. It's been a tough start to the game. They've just continued to fight their way back into it. Chance to take a lead into the 3/4 time break. Davidson back out there.
It hasn't looked easy for Melbourne. It's like they've just ground it out, done all the hard work to get back into this game.
Nice dime from Majid.
Solid finish there for Panina.
Werrong Picks up her dribble once again. Scanlon's defense has been on point. Over to Sam Simons. Great young player off the bench for the Lightning.
And that was a good look for Sam Simons there. Her player went under, so that was right for her to take that shot.
Rebound just fell into the lap of Izzy Wright in the end, and Melbourne come up with the stop. Just over 60 seconds remaining. Wright drives baseline.
Stood out of court.
Ran out of space. Both teams done a decent job of looking after the ball. 11 turnovers apiece. Williams over to Simons. 7 points per game off the bench this season. Talbot. Davidson did really well. Melbourne seems to be looking to push the pace as well, Steph.
So it's looked like the tables have turned a little bit. They're getting the boards and pushing, giving Adelaide a bit of a taste of their own medicine.
Imagine out to Scanlon, she'll fire. It's the call here from the referee.
I think that one might have been on Tess.
Fighting hard for that rebound. So shot clock's off. Lightning trail by 3. They've got one final possession to trim it back. Williams over to Brook. Lightning get into the hands of Talbot. Williams receives the screen.
Oh. Not quite what they were looking for.
Weren't on the same wavelength, Talbot and Williams. So now the Boomers with 7 seconds to work with. Scanlon gets around Williams. She'll stop and fire. So that'll do it for the end of 3. The Boomers have retaken the lead here, 50-47. And Steph, it was a tough third period there for the Lightning.
It was. It seemed as though Melbourne really had the upper hand and Lightning were just hanging in there and hanging in there. It's like they ran out of juice a little bit. It came in a little bit flat after half-time, but hopefully we can see them turn it around in the fourth.
Three-quarter time, the Boomers lead this one, 50-47. See you soon.
To everyone who said we're not strong enough, not fast enough, wrong. We're crossover queens, scoring buckets, taking names and hitting no-look threes. We fight for every ball. Until we dunk, hell yeah. When we roll into the court with nothing to lose and everything to prove, you're in for a show. She got style, she got balls, she got belief, she got game.
Welcome back to Adelaide for this round 5 matchup. The Boomers lead by 3 points here over the Lightning. It's been an up and down third period. We're in for a very exciting final 10 minutes, I feel, Steph.
Yeah, I think whoever comes out of this break right now with the momentum really has the upper hand here. They've got to both come out firing, and whoever can get that, you know, the first little jump is going to have a lot to say for the rest of the game.
Lightning with 7 different scorers in this one. Alana Smith leading the way with 20 points, 7 of 11 from the field, 7 rebounds. She's been unbelievable. And for the Boomers, well, it's been their starters that have provided most of the scoring. Just 2 points off the bench from Penina Davidson. McMagor with 15, Allen with 14, and Mitchell with 12.
And it's just proof that those points can come really, really quickly, because for a while there, Allen was really the only one scoring for Melbourne, and then all of a sudden, bang, 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 Ezzy and Kayla, just 15 apiece, and 5 for George at the minute, but that's as quickly as it can happen.
Talbot as well with 6 points and 9 rebounds. The stat column probably doesn't signify how big she's been in this game. Simons for 3.
Beautiful there from Simons. Never looked like missing there.
Her second triple of the ball game. Just 3 as a team for the Lightning. She's been a nice spark off the bench, the youngster. Tiffany Mitchell will step into a 3. Davidson and Smith get tangled up. That'll be on Davidson. So all tied up here as we start the 4th period. Looks to be yet another exciting game here in WNBL 22. Smith and McMagor, they've been at it all evening. Just hits back iron.
Solid board there from Talbs.
Great hustle from Talbot. Corner 3's no good. 15 assists as a team for Melbourne. Not bad through 3 quarters.
Not bad. And a lot of those assists were from that high-low or that flex play.
McMagor and George combining well.
And 3 seconds in the key.
No score, says the ref. Mitchell's been aggressive all evening. She's done well to get inside, but no good on that occasion for Melbourne.
Showing a little bit of frustration there.
So Kiana Williams. Just assessing her options. Gets around Madgen. That one rattles out.
Ripped out.
Smith was in there fighting. Now Melbourne. Mitchell finds her way 3 and just missing again. She's been somewhat unfortunate from the field today, Tiffany Mitchell.
She has. She's had a lot of layups that have just rimmed out, or just some shots that have had a little bit too much juice on it. And Adelaide really need to speak about how they're going to defend that flex cut, because they're getting stuck on the screen. And Melbourne are just cutting baseline and getting easy layups. That one they were really lucky to not have converted, but I think they really need to have a discussion about it.
Kiana Williams steps into a 3. Mitchell did really well. Tapped it out to a teammate. Smith got a hand in. McMagor hits the deck. Play on, says the ref. Now Mitchell. Ezzy's got to go. Fighting inside for the second
she gets
chance.
her own rebound there, which is fantastic from Ezzy. Missed the first shot and then got the second.
Great hustle. Looks like it'll stay with Melbourne as George set to check in. So Allen will inbound as Davidson takes a break. Madgen finds some space. 8 seconds to work with. Cross court to Madgen. George has got to go, and she hasn't beaten the buzzer.
I think they got very, very lucky there, and I think Alana got called for the foul.
Very timely call for the Boomers.
I know a little bit of clock awareness wouldn't have gone astray there. If they had just let Kayla shoot that, I don't think she would have had much chance at making it. And it would have been an Adelaide ball anyway.
Yeah, she was caught under the basket. First one rattles out. So Melbourne now 12 of 20 from the free throw line. Second one falls. Talbot hands it back to Williams. Talbot hands it off to Simons. 2 threes to her name. Not sure if she meant to pass that. Stays with Adelaide. Smith rattles out. Now Allen to reset for the Boomers. Allen steps into a triple.
Williams went under and Allen decided this is my shot here, and rightfully so.
Talbot's looking for some assistance by way of a screen. Williams. Talbot's got to make a move here. Inside the three-point line.
And Adelaide just looked a little bit stagnant there, not heaps of movement.
Both teams struggling to score in this period. Just 4 points scored combined through the first 4 minutes here.
And both teams have come out very aggressively in defence, making each other really work for those scores.
And another stop there on cue. Talbot ahead. Williams, transition three, and it falls.
And what a time to be making a trans three. Big time play right there.
Timeout on the floor. Adelaide crowd loves it. And they retake the lead here, 53-51. Chance to chat things over for both coaches. And what's the message here, Steph?
Yeah, so I really think they're going to have to keep focusing on their defense, making each other really fight for those scores, which they've both been doing. And then on the opposite side of that, they need to counter what's been happening. Melbourne have been getting really good looks from their high-low. So if they start going back to that, Adelaide will have a real lot of trouble there. And on the flip side, if Adelaide keep creating that movement and cutting, they might be able to run Melbourne off their feet.
Well, the Boomers have outscored Adelaide by 13 points since the first period. And it's been pretty much bucket for bucket ever since they drew even. Coaches get to hurry up from the referees.
And it'll be interesting to see what plays each coach writes up for their next play, or what their next first defense is, whether they go to a zone to switch it up and keep them guessing, or whether they start in a trapping situation. It'll be really interesting to see.
Williams goes straight to Allen.
It looks like they're going to pressure up on the ball, keep it out of Allen's hands.
So Madgen comes to assist. Here's George. Boom is trying to make something happen. Adelaide defending well again. Mitchell, she finds some space to fire. Allen did really well.
And Adelaide did well to make them shoot a tough shot, but just gave up that offensive board.
Fresh 14 for Melbourne. Winding down. Oh, Talbot.
Hands from Talbot.
Saved a bucket. Can she go all the way? Hands it off to Shook, and she finishes. Feels like a 4-point play, Steph.
It does, it does.
Talbot saved the bucket and then gets the dime at the other end. Another stop for Adelaide. They lead by 4.
You can feel the excitement in the building, can't you?
Certainly can. Important few minutes coming up. Can the home crowd will the Lightning home? Talbot hands it off to Brook for another 2.
And Adelaide are just getting that ball movement, really making Melbourne play majority of the shot clock, and then getting nice little shots inside.
Melbourne need a response. Madgen. Again, a late shot clock attempt. Stepped out of bounds.
Oh, and that is a great defensive set there from Adelaide. They really make it tough on the inside.
Adelaide just getting stop after stop at the moment. Melbourne have managed just one solitary point this quarter.
And I'm sure that'll be right in the forefront of the minds of the Melbourne Boomers.
Talbot. She's been magnificent. Now Brooke pulls it down. Another opportunity for Adelaide.
Great boards there from Brooke. And she's also one to watch. She's a big that can also hit that three.
Really found Talbot wide open.
That was a great look there from Adelaide.
Doing all the right things at the moment, the Lightning. Still time to make a run for Melbourne. Plenty of time. Struggling to find a bucket. Allen was there when they needed her in the second period. George tried to find McGregor.
And they're just trying that little bit too hard to get those inside looks at the minute. And it's resulting in some fumbles and some turnovers.
Hasn't been going their way, that's for sure. Oh,
Great
Talbot.
cut there and great pass.
Sam Simons, third triple of the ball game.
Big
9
shot
point
from
leaders.
Sam Simons. That's fantastic from the young gun here.
Adelaide leads 60 to 51, and the youngsters been massive when it counts.
And that was a great three-pass series there that was kicked around on the reversal, then onto the back cut, and then straight out to Simons, who knew it was her shot to shoot because there was such great ball movement.
Well, the Lightning have come out with a 13-1 run in this fourth period. To blow this ball game wide open, they had a dominant 16-point lead early in that second period, but since then, Melbourne have whittled it back, but now the Lightning look well in control with 3 minutes on the clock, Steph.
And that's right. This is a crucial time out here, so Melbourne really have to respond. Otherwise, Adelaide are going to run away with it.
Simons up to 9 in the ball game. Smith still leading the way with 20 and 8. And Talbot and Kiana Williams as well have both been fantastic for Adelaide, I feel.
And they have been. They've been getting 2 feet in the key, making the Melbourne defence collapse, and then finding the open player. And if it wasn't their shot to take, then the extra kick on. Adelaide have been getting open shots all night.
14 assists as a team for Adelaide. Simons, just 21 years of age, her debut season in the WNBL. She's fit right in, 7 points per game and 17 minutes off the pine. And you feel like she's going to have a long and successful career in this league, Steph.
I think you're right.
So the Boomers now, what can they do to respond? Chance to draw something new up on the whiteboard for Guy Malloy. Kicking it round, back out to Allen. Ezzy cutting to the hoop. George will step out for 3.
And
fires right back.
Kayla loves those big pressure time shots. And now they really need to get a high hand to her, because once she makes one, she can catch right on fire.
Hasn't been their night from three-point land, the Boomers, but shooters shoot.
And
oh, Talbot.
Nice from Talbot right there. Fancy bit of footwork.
Long range too, back out to 8 points. Here we go. Allen. Madgen finds some space. George, the O-board, fresh 14 for the Boomers. George can fire again. Air ball. That would have been a massive bucket for George.
That would have been. She was just that little bit too open, I think. Second-guessed herself.
So now Kiana Williams. This point guard matchup has been fun to watch all evening, Steph.
It's been fantastic to see the calibre of imports that we've had. Oh, solid spin there. And
Travel.
they've called it a travel. Unlucky there for Talbot. She might have just done a little bit of a hop before she got into her spin.
Looked an impressive move, but the referee saw something we didn't. So timeout on the floor. Adelaide lead this one by 9 points. With 2 minutes remaining, Melbourne have got to make a move soon.
They do. And they have to really make sure that their shots are good-looking shots and crash all of their offensive boards, because they have some serious height, and if they can get those easy putbacks, that'll get them right back into this game.
12 offensive rebounds in this game so far, Melbourne. And we know what the likes of George and McGraw and even Tiffany Mitchell, who's a little more undersized, but gee, she can crash the boards as well.
And especially if she has a defender on her that's just not quite as strong as her, she can just crush those boards, get an easy putback, maybe even get an and one.
So Guy Malloy, again, a chance to draw something up. Here's that three again. Well, the long two from Talbot, in fact. Big time bucket for her. 8 points, 10 boards in the game, 4 assists, 3 steals, Steph. So she's stuffed the stat sheet once again.
And she's so quick on that. She reads the play like a book, and she knows where the pass is going to go, and she just sprints the lane. And then often it even results in an assist on the end of that, because she'll push the lane, try and get the layup, someone will come to her, and she just does that nice little dish off to the other player that's running with her.
They've been pushing the fast break all evening, and it's felt like just about every time Talbot is the start of that.
Yeah. Really their motor that's getting them going this game.
So Smith giving George no room on that inbounds. Allen trying to make something happen. Simons did really well. Yet another stop for Adelaide. Melbourne now just 3 points in the period. Shook. And that'll be a foul call on Lindsay Allen.
And Lindsay Allen just making Talbot really earn those points there. She knew that she was going to have an easy layup if she didn't take her down hard.
Professional foul.
That's right. Oh, and they're calling it on the ground, not on the shot.
Very interesting. Boomers, meanwhile, a couple of subs to go into their bench. Which, with 2 minutes to go, and considering how important their starters up, is somewhat of a surprise to me, Steph.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for a little bit of hustle play here, so they're going a smaller lineup and maybe trying to get some stops and push the ball.
And Scanlon has been really great on the defensive end of the floor this evening.
She has been. She's proven herself over the last couple of games. Come in, really make it difficult for that point guard, and then push the ball, get a layup.
Mitchell got a hand in. Smith taps it back out. So Adelaide somehow retain it. And again, Sam Simons, who has really stood up now in these last 5 minutes.
She's been fantastic. She's come in, she knows her role, hits her shots, does the effort plays. It's been great. And I think they've called it an unsportsmanlike foul here.
Big break for the Adelaide Lightning. Double digits now with 90 seconds remaining.
Unlucky there for Simons.
So they'll retain possession, Adelaide. Now their bigs going out as well, the Boomers. Surely they're not waving the white flag yet, Steph.
You would hope not. If they can speed up Adelaide here and make them shoot some quick shots, anything can happen.
Talbot, baseline. Chance to put it away. Simons, just a touch strong, but Alana Smith, she's been unbelievable. Another O-board.
She has had a fantastic game today.
So Williams draws the foul.
And Adelaide are really finishing this game hard. They're crushing all the O-boards, making sure that they're leaving no stone unturned here. And another set of foul shots.
So Kiana Williams with a chance to make it really, really difficult for Melbourne now. Shook pulls it down.
Another O-board.
That's going to cost you if you're Melbourne. Williams not in a hurry here. Shook's got a fire. Recognises it.
And another O-board. Oh.
Nearly so close to another possession. Mitchell. They're going to need a bucket quick, the Boomers. 17-3 so far this fourth period for Adelaide. Mitchell falls into the lap of right. Davidson for three. Long way off.
Not really Panina's shot there, but she's proved that she can make them.
So Kiana Williams will slow it down. The Lightning look well in control. Some cheers from the crowd. Alana Smith's been unreal. And there she is with another offensive rebound. Brown skies in. And that'll bring up the double-double for Smith, 20 and 11 now.
And some smiles we can see on the Adelaide bench. I think it's safe to say that they've got the win today.
Yep. And what a win it'll be for them. Proof 2-1 against the ladder leaders.
And they're just proving that they're going to be a team to really watch this season.
Certainly will be. 12 points the margin. Scotland one last attempt. And that'll do it. The Adelaide Lightning get it done on their home deck, 65-53. A big-time win over the ladder-leading Melbourne Boomers. Steph, how did you see that one play out?
That was a great game to watch, and it just showed that the Adelaide that we saw in the first quarter was also the Adelaide we saw in the last quarter, and they just are a great team that can really push the ball and have a lot of scoring power. So, yeah, even though the Boomers are the ladder leaders, Adelaide are definitely a team to watch.
It was a 19-3, fourth quarter for Adelaide. It's hard to believe, really, when you consider the second and third periods, the Boomers were just coming slowly. They put on 42 points in that 20-minute period, but could not buy a bucket in the last.
And it's a credit to Adelaide and their defence. So they obviously had a chat about what they needed to fix and what they needed to do offensively, and it worked on both ends for them.
Leading the way in this one was Alana Smith with 21 and 10. Big double-double for her, and Talbot as well. 8 points and 12 rebounds. The stats don't quite show it, but she was one of the best, I think, for Adelaide tonight.
She was fantastic tonight. So she was everywhere, crashing the boards, making it difficult. She was involved in a lot of scores, but didn't necessarily get the credit for them. So it was great to see what she can possibly do today.
Well-rounded team performance from the Lightning. For the Boomers, Mitchell with 12, McNagor led the way with 15, and Lindsay Allen had 14 points of her own as well. But it was the Lightning. Sam Simons as well with 3 triples. Great to see a star of the future show out in the fourth period too.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see some of our youth coming back to play after being at college and showing what they can do. She comes in, she does her job, gets in there and puts pressure on the boards, can hit the open three, and then as we saw, she's such a dynamic three shooter that she set up the fake, dribbled in, created, then an open three. So it's great to see.
Absolutely, and while they got it done and Sam Simons got it done from the arc, the Boomers certainly didn't. 2 of 27 tonight, can you believe it, Steph? They just couldn't get it to fall, and maybe in the first period fell a bit in love with the three-point shot.
They did. They took a lot of threes as maybe potentially an easy option, but the Boomers are definitely that type of team where they'll have a shooting performance like this and then next game turn it around and shoot well over 60% from the three. So as much as they didn't really shoot well today, they're always ones to watch from the arc.
Rest of round 5, we've got the Fire and the Capitals to bring in the new year tomorrow night. It'll be second versus third on the WNBL ladder. That looks to be a lot of fun. And the Lightning, their second game of the round as well, looks to be going ahead against the Perth Lynx, who they will make their debut, we think, right here, in fact, at the Lights Community and Sports Centre. That'll be a lot of fun too. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. It was the Adelaide Lightning getting the job done against the ladder-leading Boomers, 65-53. Thank you and good night.